Welcome back, everybody. Sive Morten here with the Forex Peace Army.com. Let's update our view on the Bitcoin market. So really important events are happening here. Last week we said that we're keep a close eye on the weekly chart, just because here we could get the bearish grabber that suggests potentially could suggest the drop below 62. But if we put it in our overall context that we have here, it could mean that market will be closer to the major target, and if market will appear right again around 60-62 area, it significantly increased chances for a possible further downside action and completion of our target. So currently you can see on the weekly chart that we've got this grabber, it stands in place, and I would say even more that here, if market will keep going lower, we could get another one. Those of you who read our Telegram knows about the reasons for that, why this is happening. If you take a careful look on what's going on in the Middle East, you could see that escalation is just speeding up. There's no agreements, no chances to end the conflict near anytime soon. Previous bounce in the Bitcoin could be treated as maybe a short-term demand from the people who would like to escape the Middle East. They just transfer their cash into the cryptos just because banking sector is not working normally, and if they would like to leave the region, it's better to just hold it with yourself, your coins, and then when you arrive in a new region you easily will get the cash. So that might explain what has happened in the previous 2 weeks here. But gradually demand for the cash increasing because it is massive. People on the dropping of the stock market needs cash to fulfill their margin obligations, to add margin, and they are selling everything that they could sell to keep position in stocks. So that's where we actually stand. And this process is not over yet. It means that we could get even lower targets. So that's what the conclusion we have on a weekly chart. Now dropping down to the daily, I intentionally keep this picture for almost more than a month, showing what's really is going on. You could see here that last week, despite that we've got this minor grabber, it has been erased with the falling downward action. No pullback has happened. Now daily trend has turned bearish. And if you take a look at the 62 area that should be taken out if grabber will work, you can see where market will stand. So if it already once tested these lows, showing ABCD response and drop right back down, it means that hardly it will stop right at the minimum target of the grabber. Besides, it will be very close to the major OP target. It's based on the big, from the top, big ABCD pattern. So chances and actually probability stands in favor of the completion of this point. At the same time, we positively look at this level because it might be really interesting for taking the investment positions later in this year, depending on where we will get here and what particular patterns will start forming around it. But potentially this is very strong support on the monthly chart, and it has good chances at least to trigger the bounce. So, but this is what will happen in the future. Right now we're focused on what's going on here. On the longer time frame, hand shoulders pattern that we suggested works nice. You can see that market already is dropping. Confidence area has been erased. Next support area here on the intraday charts stands around 66. It's the last 618 support that we will get. Target of this hand and shoulders, you could see on the hourly chart, we have it around 64. So it will be slightly lower than 66 support. Whatever will happen around this, I suspect that if even we will get any bounce here, this will be temporal effect, because major target stands on high time frames as well as the major patterns. So weekly is definitely is more important, and it's overcome the importance of lower time frame patterns. And from that standpoint of view, if market even will reach 66 support, 64 on the daily, and the target here, maybe a pullback might happen, but it will not be decisive. So it will be just some pullbacks and some step in a longer term downside performance. So that's actually what we have currently on Bitcoin. At the same time, in trading Bitcoin, it's very tricky right now. It's a very thin market. It's highly influenced by external factors mostly geopolitics, some chaotic demand from the Middle East, where the speculators also join and are shaking the boat, which is making the preparing of analysis and some common sense view. It's very difficult because here is a lot of unexpected chaotic intrudings in the performance. And from that standpoint, we prefer in the current situation, until everything will more or less calm down a bit, we prefer to act from the really big levels, to take the positions based on the clear patterns. So for instance, last time we saw this hand and shoulders, we said, well, it might be taken because it fits well to the overall picture. Now we have some support area around this. If you would like to take the long position, wait for reaching of the support, or if you not want to wait or prefer to use something else, at least trying to get some patterns. I do not know, maybe if something will happen, markets start reversing up, so at least wait for some patterns that may confirm this reversal, such kind of the hand and shoulders or something like this, so butterflies or something, which you could rely on, and just place stops based on these patterns, because it will save a lot of your money compared to what you will have if you just take occasional position without any patterns, without anything. Placing stops somewhere too far, and it might be very risky and costly. But well, the overall picture looks as we just described. That's probably enough for me for now. Let's keep watching and return back to the subject on Thursday as usual.